All right, guys, finally. All right, so you're here at the course. This is kind of just like an introduction. So this isn't yet the first lesson, just the introduction. And I'm going to kind of, introduce myself a little bit. I'll introduce myself, tell you guys more about myself, as we progress within the course. But important thing to note is that before you take this course, I did send you two ebooks that I do want you guys to read and to go through. And even if you have to print it out and always have those two ebooks with you handy, do what you got to do, but definitely go through those two ebooks because it's going to give you the basic principles of understanding, the market makers method. If you guys are new to it, if you haven't taken Steve's course, or if you haven't ever heard about this method and market makers themselves, it's going to make it that much easier for you guys to understand and go through this course. But without further ado, guys, let me just introduce myself. Well, you guys already heard about me, seen me in the introduction video, but my name is Nick Nichaniki. I'm the founder and CEO of MarketMakersMethod.com. I've been a full-time Forex trader now for almost 8 years. It's about 8 years now, basically using this strategy, which I did run into back in 2010. And that's where I met Mr. Mauro himself. And that's kind of when my entire journey started with this method. And that was my goal, is to just master it and be able to be financially free for myself, for my loved ones. And that was the mission. And ever since that 8 years, it's just been nonstop grind and focus and getting to where I am at the moment. So trade like a market maker. So the world famous quote unquote market makers method trading strategy. For the first time ever, it's now going to be simplified and easy to understand, because if you guys don't know, many of some of the reasons why I made this course in the first place is because a lot of people send me messages, and a lot of my current members, they said, "Hey Nick, I've taken Steve's courses, I've seen all of his content, but I can't seem to understand the strategy. Like, I'm not being successful. I just don't understand it. It's too complex for me, and there's too much moving parts in the strategy." Right? So this is where I come in place, is because I've been mentored by not just Steve, but some others that have figured out, a very simplified approach to this strategy. And that's exactly what you guys are going to get. So 99% of traders don't know this happens. Okay, 99% of traders will be trading your standard support and resistance, trend line break, breakout traders. I'm not hating on any of those traders. What I'm saying is 99% don't know this. Hence the reason why only 1% of Forex traders are truly successful and can consistently make a profit, increase their lot size, and eventually, with their consistency and success, start managing private funds for investors and really start to appreciate just how powerful Forex is, not just at a retail level, but when it comes to managing accounts. So this strategy takes years to master, but through my years of experience, of course, I figured out the secrets of being able to simplify the strategy, and possibly, depending on how hard you guys work, you can master it within weeks, right? If you guys are also in my private members groups, you guys receive my signals. You guys are in the mentor group, in the discussion group. You guys have access to me. Ask me any question. We have some very good traders in our groups. You guys can ask questions, and however determined you guys are, you guys can master this within weeks. It's not out of their reach. So in this course, you're going to learn about who the market maker is, weekly and intraday cycles, peak formation. So with the cycles, there's both a weekly cycle, which we focus on the 1 hour chart. You're going to learn all about this. Then there's intraday cycles, right? There's the intraday cycle that happens within every single day in every currency pair. Peak formations. This is one of the base foundations and one of the most powerful things that you must understand is catching the peak formation for the week and trading in line with this. Otherwise, everything else will not work. Moving averages, we don't use them as a regular retail trader would. We use them for identifying levels, taking the pattern, rejecting off of the EMAs. We use the crosses of the EMAs to identify what's going on with the cycle. How far apart are the EMAs, the 200 and the 50, to identify level 2 and 3, and for take profiting. So there's a lot of reasons why we would use moving averages, and it's going to simplify this entire strategy for you. The TDI, Traders Dynamic Index, this is going to be very important in terms of catching the stop hunts on the intraday level and catching the stop hunts in line with the bigger weekly cycle trend. This is how you become successful at the strategy. Now our PSR, psychological support and resistance. This is going to be very important for you guys to understand and capture the peak formation for the week. That's going to be very interesting. Candlestick patterns such as dojis, hammers, morning star, evening stars. When these happen during 3:45 a.m. New York time and 9:45 a.m. New York time, the Brinks trades, we'll go into that. M&Ws, we're going to kind of go through, you've heard about this, we trade M&Ws, okay? It's not just that simple. You must take this pattern when it presents in the right direction of the trend, the right timing, and it must be, within the right context of the rules that are being met. I'll show you how to measure cycles using 3 times ADR, etc. So what I need from you guys is I need you guys to implement. I need you guys to consume this and to actually do the work and study. Okay, I will be providing homework for all my members, for all my students that have taken this course or are currently taking this course. But implementation, nothing pains me more than giving you a solution, yet run into years later still clinging hopelessly to your problem. I don't want you guys to take this course and still feel confused. That's why I'm going to be here with you so that you understand this. All right? Hopefully we have a deal there. So who controls the price? It's not us. It's us versus them. It's us versus the market maker. It's us versus them. That's what it is, right? So an analogy is if you have a high prize, if you're a fighter and you have a boxing match tomorrow and it's worth a lot of money, right? High prize boxing match. Aren't you going to study your opponent? Aren't you going to watch every video that exists on your opponent so you understand if he has any weak points, what kind of strengths he has, how does he move around the ring, what kind of punches, combinations does he use? Aren't you going to study him inside out? Same thing happens in the Forex market. We need to understand who the market maker is. We need to understand who's on the other side of the computer manipulating the price and trying to take our hard-earned money. That ends today. These are the guys. This is a picture at UBS, one of the largest institutions. And this is just one market maker. These are the guys that are making the market, that are taking your money. We'll go more into that. So you said world famous Forex strategy. Yes, the person To the right there is Steve Morrow. He's been my mentor since 2012 and the pioneer behind this entire strategy. I mean, it existed before, but he's the one who really made an impact in this. Many of you might have heard about him or might have taken a strategy, but like I said, many people have failed to understand the concepts and never truly become successful with the strategy. So this is the reality of Forex, okay? The reality is that a $5.3 trillion volume a day market, the biggest market in the world, do you think that this market is not rigged? Do you think that retail traders push the price? No. Maybe on a different planet, but not here, okay? So it's completely rigged, and I'm going to show you how to finally end this and beat the market maker. If you're still new, obviously to the people that are new here and that don't believe me, Google the strategy. You'll find so many things about the strategy. Okay. So how to beat the market maker? We're gonna go through this. I just decided to put this in the introduction. His objectives is to induce traders to take positions by circular trades, wide range trades. Using vector spike candles. Your account is of no use to him until you place a trade. The moment after you place a trade, it pops up in the market maker's platform and the administration, right? His side of the platform, and he can see exactly your account balance, the amount of margin you're using, your lot size, and how many pips away is your stop loss and your take profit. He sees all those things. Create panic and fear to get you to think irrationally. He's gonna, like I said, quick moves, spike candles. He's gonna hide his volatile moves behind news events. News events are BS, inexplicable price behavior. His main objective is to hit the stops and clear the board, force you into margin trouble, and sadly, but it's true, pocket your money right into his fat pocket. Okay, how I learned, right? Steve Morrow taught me ins and outs of the strategy. Not only have I mastered to trade Forex, but I've also learned the entire business behind market makers. Okay, so years of trading this method has led me to figure out concepts that have never been taught yet. So this is a video. This is the video on weekly cycles, and we're going to go through this video actually in our weekly cycle and intraday cycle lesson. So we'll pass up on this. This is just the introduction. Okay. Okay, guys. So right here, this is $1 million slide for you. This basically shows you, almost in a nutshell, the market maker's cycle. You see here are your entry triggers, your candlestick patterns, which we're going to talk about, peak formation, which is very, very important in this strategy. So right here, so we're going to look at peak formation, 3 to 5 days of drop. We're going to go through all of this. This is, of course, your cycle. So your cycle right there, coming here, level 1, level 2, level 3, M formation, have some pins up here, pick up the orders and drop. Okay? This is what happens around level 1 and around level 2 and level 3. And these are just some of the patterns that would happen outside of the Asian box. All the things that you will learn. Okay, here is a quick photo. So I want to also kind of bring something to show you guys. So if this was peak formation here, right, which clearly I'll show you how to find peak formations, right? You have your level 1, your level 2, and then where's your level 3, right? So I'm going to basically show you how to properly count your levels, and it's not just boxing out the levels like many of you guys, for those of you that have already taken the course, the original MMM course. Okay, I'm going to show you how to project ADR from peak here to peak here with 238 pips, 3 times ADR, almost 250. I'm going to show you how to calculate how long a peak will last. But how do you exactly read price action that's like this? Well, simply put it, that's a reset. Okay, I'm going to show you how to identify everything from the TDI, catching the peak formation, understanding how long the cycle is going to last. All this stuff will be taught. Anatomy of an M and W formation, right? I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to understand, the core concepts of these patterns and why they use these patterns and why they're so effective. Here's another image that I want to show you. So, my bad. These are stop hunt boxes. Obviously we provide all the indicators and templates to all of you guys. And right here, you see is we have the stop hunt boxes. Here's our Asian range. Here's our pattern. Here's our EMAs that come here. We have New York session box. Then we have our 3 pushes to the high outside of the Asian session into our stop hunt box M formation. You should have already been in this trade right here, right? And these are all the things that you will learn, okay? So a few of my trades, just wanted to go through this. This was an EU trade I just took actually last week, 3 hits to the high, and I was actually holding this trade additionally. Right here, this was a manipulated M formation. You caught him right above the, came here. First leg, rejected off of the mayonnaise, the 200 EMA, came back up here, entered in right here at the wicks. TDI as well shows you some very important information and how to scale in. I will show you all this. Here's some more of my trades. All right, I would say probably this is one of my best trades that I've ever taken. Would be up here where it was a complete zero drawdown trade, and it actually kept on going all the way until about I think it was 146 500 or 146 400 until it reversed. So it really was a good amount, 300 pips or so with the kind of a small position here. I took it on a larger account as well. But one of the some of the sniper entries that you can take using this method. All right, and that does it for the introduction. And now we're going to go into lesson 1, and I will see you on the other side.